begin with football on this week's show. The Colonels on the road the last 3 weeks, finally back home to open OBC play. And L.J. Smith is with us, a slot receiver. 3 games in a row on the road. That's not easy for a football team, but you guys handled it well.
Yes, sir. What we do is the coaches and players throughout the week, we watch a lot of film, and the receivers in our room alone, we try to stay on one another. Like I said, we in our group message, we'll hit each other up. We'll be like, bro, did you see this on film, or did you see this player do this? We communicate a lot, and as far as traveling down there, like actually going on the bus, it's not too much other distractions or too much playing around the horse playing. Like we're pretty locked in when it comes to that type of stuff, because we want to win. It's a business trip to us. So we want to win just as bad as the coaches do, and just the coaches want to win just as bad as we do. So we don't take road games pretty lightly, because it's easy to get caught up in their fans being loud and all that other stuff. Like when we play Louisville, we try to emphasize that at practice by playing loud noises and stuff, because it was pretty loud in there. So our coaches put us in the right predicaments to go be great on the weekends.
So now you get a home game. You actually have 2 in a row and then an off week, and you start OBC play. So now it's real business time, because you know how important the conference is.
Yes, sir.
So what has Coach said to you about Tennessee State? They score a lot of points. They give up a lot of points. I know that. So it's a big game right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's a big game. I mean, so far we haven't really got into our film yet on them this week, but I've watched some of them a little bit already myself, and I can tell, like, we'll be able to do some good things, but we just have to game plan accordingly.
You have been through some tough times. You played and came right out of the gate as a true freshman. Some quarterbacks, some receiver, they used you in all kinds of ways. Rushing yards, passing yards, receiving yards. You go down late in the season. So you're coming back from that injury, and you had a devastating injury in fall camp before your sophomore year.
Yes,
Tell me what you got injured, because that could have been a life-threatening injury to your knee.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, when it first happened, it was like it was so much stuff going through my head about just things that me and my father talked about, because he also suffered knee injuries, and that's why he doesn't play to this day. But he always used to tell me, if you get injured, I just hope it's not your knee. And then I ended up getting hurt, so it's just like I went to a shock that day. And the day that I went to the hospital and the doctor told me, he said, you might not be able to play again, that's just when I knew I had to snap into a different type of mentality then and there, because I knew I wanted to play again, and I didn't want my career to end that way. So recovery for 2 years was hard, because I sat out 2 seasons watching my brothers play, and I'm just like, man, I wanted to be a part of that. So I just had to grind, and now I'm here. Now I get to actually be a part of something that's going to be great this year. So
the offense hasn't got it completely going yet, but I sense that the parts are there. How much confidence do you have that this offense will be good and balanced, and it'll get the job done as this season goes along into league play?
I have a lot of confidence in us, because it's a lot of great players on offense, and we all have the same motive. Like, we all going in the same direction. We don't get preseason games like NFL, so it's just taking us some time to get rolling like we would want to. But I feel like we're working out all the kinks, and everybody's starting to get on the same page. And I feel like going into conference play, it'll be a different type of focus now, because we know it's do or die now. So, like, everybody's going to be good moving into the conference right now.
Sport management major after football, and what do you want to do with that degree?
I kind of want to be a sports trainer. I'm into training kids that's younger than me, kids that's my age, or maybe even someday people that's older than me, just to be a role model to my brothers and sisters, and to be a role model in whatever community I'm living in, because I always wanted to give back and train people that didn't get the opportunity to get training growing up. So that's what I like to do when I get done with football.
You know, the one thing I admire about you from afar, because I don't know you well, but watching you at practice, when you had to sit out and you couldn't play for those 2 years, you were always engaged. You were always involved, signaling in plays, helping out. You never lost touch with the team. You could have done that. You could have just thrown up the white flag and say, I'm done.
For sure.
How hard was that, or was that just is that your personality?
I mean, I just think that's my personality. It's not something that I had to encourage myself to do. It's just something that I did, because I knew, like, if I wasn't playing, how I'm gonna make myself a part of something. So I just had to engage in any kind of way I could. I wanted to feel like I was still helping the team, even though I couldn't play. So Coach told me, can you sit in place? I'm like, yeah, I will. I don't care. Whatever I got to do to be around the team, I'll do it.
Good luck. I'm glad you're back out on the field. It was good sending in plays, but it feels good to be back back between the yard lines and the hash marks, doesn't it?
Out there.
All right. I want to see you catch one in the end zone soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Or throw one in the end zone, because you can throw one too, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's LJ Smith with us here talking Colonel football. And boy, there's a lot ahead. It's Hall of Fame weekend. The induction of 5 new members of the Athletics Hall of Fame begins at noon, including former defensive coordinator Jack Eisen and tight end Patrick Bugg. The Players' Wall dedication behind the Roy Kidd statue begins at 3:30 at Roy Kidd Stadium. You're welcome out for that. And then kickoff of EKU and Tennessee State is at 6:05. Our radio coverage at 100.7 FM begins at 5:30. We'll have that on the TuneIn app and streamed at EKUsports.com, and our television coverage as well on ESPN+. Hope to see you out at Roy Kidd Stadium. When we come back, we talk EKU women's golf here on Inside EKU Sports.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a crime fighter. Be a visionary. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
Every day is a concept that few people can commit to. Every day requires a level of dedication that forces you to test your limits.
Every day I'll give back to the community because I draw strength from their support. Every day the sounds of your cheers will echo through my mind. Knowing that you have my back means I can always look forward.
Every day I'll be too tired to sweat and my bones will ache. Every day will provide me with the slight edge that I need to succeed. Champions are built every day.
Time now on the show to talk women's golf with Samantha Sandland. She's a senior from Phoenix. You had a really good first tournament up at the Redbird Invitational in Normal, Illinois. Shot your best round of college, finished second. Things were just going your way in that 54-hole tournament. Tell me about how you played.
Yeah, well, I think the course set up really well for me, and we came in there, we've been practicing really hard, working all together. We have a great group of girls on our team, and it was just fun. I think I usually play my best golf when I'm just having fun and just staying in it and working hard. I was 4 under, I think. Early on in the round, I was leading, I guess, and then leaked a little oil coming in and finished 1 under for the first round, and then second round, I really couldn't get any putts rolling in. So, yeah, on the third day, I just wanted to stay at one level, play my best, and see how well we could do, and I birdied my last 3, and I guess 1 shot out of the lead. The girl that won, she birdied her last hole to win, so I lost by 1, but I'm happy with overall how I played. Very pleased.
Obviously, this is a split season. We talked with a men's golfer last week, so you play invitationals during the fall, but the competition to get to an OBC championship and to the NCAA is in the spring. So does the fall feel different because of that?
No, I've grown up my whole life playing golf tournaments all year round, so it's kind of just oh, this is my fall schedule, and next we'll go into winter, and then we'll go into spring, and then that carries on till summer. So no, it's just an all-year thing. Just keep playing.
Not a bad place to live, to be a golfer in Phoenix. I mean, it's kind of one of the golf hubs of the United States. You told me your brother plays college golf at Grand Canyon as well. So I guess this is a family thing that you've always been involved in.
Yeah, it really brought our family together. My dad fell in love with it and brought Cam and I into it. So we've just took it like ducks to water, so we just kept on playing, and I guess we turned out pretty good.
Yeah, you're a public relations major, so obviously you told me that you'll go ahead and turn pro after your collegiate career is over and go to Q school. So would you like to, if at all possible, just in some way keep golf in your professional career, even if it's not being a professional golfer? I mean, find a way to be involved in golf?
Yeah, I think, well, I live in Arizona, obviously, so I think that's a great place to stay in it. There's a lot of golf companies. Maybe start a junior clinic for some young kids. I love working with kids, so yeah, I'm sure it'll stay in my life. I can't keep away from the course too long.
All the way from Phoenix to Eastern Kentucky. How did you get here, and how has it been to be in the middle part of the country as well? And it's different than being
Yeah.
in the heat of Phoenix, even though it can be hot here too.
Yeah, it's so different here, but I really fell in love with like the little town and the small town feel. I thought
Right.
it was cute, and I really liked Coach Whitson. He drew me in and he pushed me hard and got me where I needed to be, and I've been just working on my game, and I'm continuing to do so. So we'll see how
A couple
it
of
goes.
big tournaments in the state of Kentucky, one at the University of Kentucky course, and then the U of L course and so it's a couple of good tournaments to play here in the next couple of weeks, staying in your home state too.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. I think it'll be fun. I know the girls are excited, so we're just ready to get back on the road again and keep on grinding. So.
All right. Well, as I always say, hit them long and straight and put them in.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. That is Samantha Sandland. She is a senior golfer at EKU. Here's what's ahead this weekend for the women's golf team. They'll be at the Betty Lou Evans Invitational. That's over at the University Club in Lexington. That's an event that goes Friday through Sunday. When we come back, we'll check in on the cross-country team with head coach Cory Erdmann.
We are more than just athletes. We inspire scholars. We inspire leaders. We inspire champions. We inspire family. This is the Ohio Valley Conference.
Time now to talk cross country with Cory Erdmann. Both the men's and women's teams doing well in the Red Hawk Rumble up at Miami of Ohio last weekend. Your men basically swept the scoring positions, a couple unattached runners in there as well. And you, as you told me off camera, just kind of a low-key meet to get things started for you this season.
Yeah, we've run 2 meets so far, both of them low-key. This was the first one on the men's side where we ran all of our guys, or most of them. We still have one who wasn't available, who is likely going to start at Notre Dame. And the women, we had everyone available to us as well. And it was a low-key meet, but a good meet. It was a nice course and gave both our men and our women an opportunity to sort of assess where they're at as we start to hit sort of the heavier part of our season, which will start in 2 weeks at Notre Dame.
Let's start on the men's side. You have made the NCAA tournament in recent years and have dominated the OVC. Does that add pressure to the team to know that you got to upkeep that standard?
Well, I don't know if it adds pressure, but hopefully they think about it and they think about that they need to have a legacy and a history with the kids who have been here to sort of keep up that tradition. You know, we've made, I want to say, 6 of the last 8 on the men's side, and we've made one, and we're the first team ever out of the OVC to make it on the women's side. It's the toughest championship to qualify to the NCAA because they only take 31 teams. So hopefully that our men and women are remembering what past teams have done and looking to have the same success.
Over on the women's side, Viola Suramat won the Red Hawk Rumble, a new runner for you. What is her strength?
Well, she's a freshman. She ran actually our first meet at Northern Kentucky. You know, I want to say like 48 hours after getting off a plane, having traveled for essentially 3 days to get here. She wanted to do it, so we went ahead and let her run. But this was the first time we really got to see her sort of at full strength. And she's a very talented young lady who not just her, our first 3 ladies were new runners, and all of them I think fit well and blend well with our team and showed quite a bit of talent.
The OVC championships are in very early November, then mid-November would be the regionals if you qualify, and then the national championship if you get to the national meet in late November. Do you build throughout the year? Is it kind of a building process with runners pointing towards the OVC, or how do you kind of adjust your schedule to make sure you're peaking at the right time?
Yeah, everything we do for cross country is about trying to peak at the right time. You hope you're successful at it. For us, it has been, our goal has always been to do well at the OVC, to do well at the regional, and to make the NCAA and do well there. So it's a bit of a, I say a scientific guessing game, but you're really trying to get to that point and use all of your workouts, all of the distance that the kids ran over the summer to point in that direction. We really haven't done many hard workouts yet. We'll sort of defer those to after Notre Dame and as we try to point towards both the OVC and the regional meet.
All right, great talking to you as always. Good luck to both the men and women throughout the season.
Thank you very much.
All right, Cory Erdmann of the cross country team as the head coach in year number 2. Don't forget volleyball in action out at Alumni Coliseum this weekend. 6 o'clock against Tennessee State on Friday night, and then 1 o'clock Saturday against Belmont. Later on Saturday, 6 o'clock kick for TSU and EKU on Hall of Fame weekend. You can always like and follow all of our social media pages that keep you up to date on Colonel Athletics. And as always, go Big E.